Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's session of the Volley 15. Thank you all so much for joining. I know it's been a couple of months since we've done one of these, and boy, does the time fly. Today, I'm joined by Liza. You all know Liza. She needs no introduction, and we're going to dive right in. We have a couple topics for you all, and 15 minutes to get through it.
Great. I've got, two different things that I want to talk about. And Jake, I'm hoping you can actually help me watch the time. The first thing that I want to talk about, I can be a little wordy on. I think there's a lot to dig into there, and I want to make sure that I explain it in a way that makes sense. But I want to leave time for the second thing that I want to talk about. So these were both in the email announcement. First thing that I want to talk about are some additional hours call routing options that we have. So I'll talk about that first. And then the second thing that I'll talk about, I'm going to reintroduce Intercom. You guys have seen this on one of these sessions in the past, but this is our new ticketing platform that we're transitioning into. So give you guys a high level kind of sneak peek of what that tool looks like as well. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and start with these new, I'm going to call it call routing options. So just to set this up first, what I'm going to talk about now has to do with inbound call handling when your BDC isn't available. So take your brain there. I'm talking about inbound calls and I'm talking about scenarios when your BDC isn't available, different ways to handle that incoming traffic. So for these settings, I'm going to go to the organization. All of these settings can be configured differently for each of your rooftops within Volley. So if I go to organizations and I open up just a sample org that I have here, all of these settings live under the general tab. So it's these three boxes right here that I'm going to be talking about, and they're accounting for three different scenarios. So, scenario one is what do you want to have happen with incoming calls if there is a situation where the BDC is all offline? So, this might be you're hosting a training and everyone from the BDC is participating in the training. This could be the BDC all works in the same location and there's a fire drill at the BDC. So, something, you know, not your regular hours, something interrupted your regular hours and the entire BDC is unavailable. We can, in those instances, route all of your inbound calls for this store back to a phone number at the store. If you're a service BDC, I would think in most cases this is probably going to be the hunt group for the advisors. What you want to be careful with is making sure you're not forwarding calls somewhere that will wind up routing right back to the BDC. You'll create one of those loops. So your CS rep can help you decide which number makes the most sense here. But what's nice about this setting and actually all three of these settings, once you decide where in that case, where would I want these calls to go, you can put this phone number in here for a rainy day. You can put it in right now, just so that the phone number is there and it's ready in case this situation comes up. Um, if you ever needed to turn it on and actually enable that new call routing, you would go back out, open another tab. You would go back out to account from your main left-hand menu. You can view all of your organizations from here, and you would turn on this setting to enable the redirect. You can do it by individual store if you only need to redirect the calls for one particular store, or you can do it for all of your stores at once. But that only works if you've been thinking ahead and you plug this phone number in advance. So scenario one, this is I'm pulling everybody off the phone for training, or I'm pulling everybody off the phone for a fire drill, whatever it is. That's your option number one. Option number two, we've been asked some stores, their BDC hours don't match exactly the store's hours. So this scenario is your BDC closes and the store is actually still open for a couple of hours. Or the opposite. The store is open and no one's in the BDC yet. The BDC isn't open yet. Uh, if you want those, edge hours, so before you open or after you close, if you want those calls to go back to the store rather than hanging out in Volley, and queuing up a voicemail for the team to return tomorrow morning, if you want those to be redirected back to the store while the store is still open, you can do the same thing here. You can plug in a phone number, and then whenever, your BDC hours are closed, but the store is still open, Volley will send those calls directly to the store. As soon as we know the store is closed, we'll take the calls back and we'll leave them in Volley for your reps to return those calls the next morning. So the extra screen here, you'll look at these business hours. We will help you with this. You can grab your CS rep. You guys can do this together on your next call. But if you open up this tab for business hours, it's pretty straightforward. You've got call center hours, and then you've got dealership hours. So we would plug in the hours that your BDC works by, Sunday through Saturday, whatever. Same thing at the dealership level. If my dealership is open later, on a Monday, for example, I can plug in whatever their hours are, same thing, Monday through Sunday or Sunday through Saturday, whatever I said. Uh, Something to think about. Some of you might also use third-party kind of outsource teams to help with after hours calls. So you can use these settings for that external team as well. It's called dealership, but really anyone who's taking your calls outside of hours, we can help set that up in Volley. So that's scenario number 2. This is someone's working different hours in the BDC and you want that someone else to help. Final scenario here, and I think I'm doing good on time. Final scenario here is what happens when we are open. The BDC should be taking calls, but for some reason, I don't have anyone logged into the queue. This could be Liza's supposed to open at 7 o'clock, but Liza hit traffic or Liza slept through her alarm or something like that. She's not on time. So the BDC is open, but Liza isn't logged into any queues. We can pre-plan for that one as well. If you want those calls to go back, somewhere else until Liza gets logged in, you can plug that phone number here. It only comes into play in those scenarios where there's no one logged in when we think that there should be. So BDC's open and nobody's there, kind of thing. 3 different scenarios. I hope that was clear, but we are happy. We would love to help you guys get these set up. The first question for you to think about is where you would want these calls to go. So leave this meeting thinking about that. Where can I send these calls back to that won't loop back to the BDC? In a case of emergency, someone who could take those calls. Good?
Sounds good. Liza, let's get to the second topic.
Okay. Alrighty. Second thing I said that I wanted to talk about was Intercom. We talked about this a few sessions ago. Intercom is this little bubble in my right-hand corner. A decent chunk of you are probably saying, I don't have that little bubble. It's not enabled for most of our customers yet. We've been using this with some new clients and we've betaed some of our existing customers. So if you don't have this little bubble, don't panic. But this is our new ticketing platform. So we're transitioning to this new ticketing. It's got a lot of new functionality. It's a whole separate tool. Our dev team has visibility into all of the tickets that are submitted. It's helping our help docs become smarter. It uses AI to kind of read all of the questions that you guys have, and then it tells us your app is too confusing in this area, or you need better documentation on an agent drop because people don't understand what that means. Things like that. So it's a very intuitive platform and it's helping us create better resources for you guys. So slowly, probably over the next couple of weeks, we're going to meet with you all one-on-one, train you on this new ticketing platform. It's very simple, but we have documentation for it. So slowly we're going to get everyone transitioned over. I'm going to show you it really quick. All you do is click on the little bubble. It will follow you from all of the different screens that you're on. So you can submit a ticket or ask a question from any page within Volley. So when I open it up, it kind of lands me on a little home screen. Uh, I can jump right into asking a question, which is how you'll kick off tickets. You also have search for help, which I'll show you in a second, and then quick links to our help docs, our LinkedIn, and our YouTube, which has all of these great videos. So a couple of resources there. I'm going to show you the help first. We have a few different collections right now with various articles that cover functionality in the app. This help resource allows you to search across all of those documents for information on whatever you're looking for. Um, so I just had agent status or agent status rules as an example. You can search for dropped call or contact rate or agent status, and it will search across all of those articles that we have, and it will pull out anything that it thinks you might be looking for. You can open one up, and it'll give you that documentation that we have with screenshots, kind of the how-to information. But easy to use, that help center. The other option in here is the ask a question, and this is how you'll start a ticket. So if I go into ask a question, it's segmenting your questions just like we do with the Volley tickets now, whether this is a question, a bug report, or a feature request. So you can select whichever option you want to go with. Then you can ask it. You can ask it whatever question you have. It will submit a ticket for you. So it'll ask you for whatever information it needs to create that ticket, and it'll automate that process for you. That ticket will go straight to your CS rep. So they'll go back and forth with you that way. If you do get a response on any of your tickets and you have this little bubble closed, one, it will email you just like our tickets do now. And then two, you'll also get a little beacon in here. So if you're still hanging out in the app, you'll see the responses that way. You can view your tickets using the tickets icon at the bottom of the screen. Or if you're used to using that page, like what we have now, where you can view all of your tickets and kind of scroll through, they have a similar dashboard where you would be able to see all of the tickets that you have for your account by just clicking on that view your company's tickets, and that'll show you your dashboard. So it's simple. It's pretty easy to use. Like I said, we have the documentation for it. We will share that with you guys as we turn this on. We're going to do it just one account at a time. So we'll meet with you before we enable it, and answer any questions that you have at that point.
And so what is the expected timetable for sunsetting the existing ticketing platform and moving this over?
My goal is that we'll get everyone flipped over in the next couple of weeks. Um, some of our accounts don't have any tickets, so we will move them starting next week. Uh, for accounts that have tickets that we need to transition, we'll probably do those last, but I think we'll have everybody knocked out in maybe 2 weeks.
Sounds great. Well, thank you all very much. We'll all be in touch as we get closer, and we hope that this will make it a lot easier for you all to get the answers you need and get things documented. So, Liza, thank you for joining us today. Anything else to close us?
No, I did take the entire 15 minutes, so
Yes, you did.
got your money's worth. Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Sounds great, everyone. Thank you so much for joining, and we hope you have a fantastic day.